Can I have everyone's attention? Thank you so much. I am happy to welcome back our UCONN nursing students. Today's presenters are going to be talking about the benefits of proper sleep as well as stroke management. These students have been with us since August of this year. They have been doing their internship here, and as soon as they wrap up today, they're going to be headed back to UCONN to graduate. So congratulations to our students, the nursing students. It's been a long couple of years, especially with COVID thrown in there. I'm sure your studies have not been without challenge. So congrats to you all. Without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to the students. The first presentation, as I mentioned, is sleep management. So here we go. I'm going to hand over the mic. Thank you so much for your attention while they present.
Hi everybody. Our presentation today is hopefully something that everyone's doing every night, sleep. My name is Madison. We also have Kayla, Michael, and Dylan here today with you. So can anyone just shout out, what do we know about sleep? Why is it important to get good sleep? Does anyone know? Any reasons why sleep is important?
Helps me function the next day.
That's a good one. And does anyone have difficulty with sleeping? Raise your hand if you have difficulty with sleeping. I know I do. And sometimes that only gets worse with age. So those are just some of the topics that we're going to focus on today. Our target population for this today is men and women over the age of 65 attending the Windsor Senior Center today. The percentage of individuals over the age of 65 continues to grow and may even reach 20% of the population in the next few decades. As we age, our brains change and directly affect our circadian rhythm. As you may know, our circadian rhythm is responsible for sleep. In addition, hormones that influence when and how well we sleep are produced in less quantity as we age. As you guys may know, babies are pretty much known for sleeping. They sleep a lot of the time. So it makes sense that as we get older, we have a much harder time with sleep because we have a lot less of those hormones. Decreases in quality and amount of sleep, as we know, can lead to other health problems, as we'll continue to discuss.
All right, so why is sleep a problem for those above the age of 65? So those above age 65 often have multiple health conditions or comorbidities. So a study from the National Sleep Foundation found that 68% of those over the age of 65 have at least 2 or more chronic conditions, and then 24% have 4 or more, according to the National Sleep Foundation poll. So different effects from these different comorbidities or conditions can affect how we sleep, how regularly we sleep, and how good of quality of sleep we get. In addition, medication side effects are a huge impact on sleep. Some medications can negatively impact your sleep and affect how we can fall asleep. So about 40% of adults above age 65 take 5 or more medications. So there's a lot of possibility for interactions there, especially with over-the-counter medications, such as like allergy medications, Benadryl, or even Tylenol. They can all have an effect on sleep, and especially as we get older with having to take more medications, there's more of a risk of that affecting sleep. And lastly, lifestyle changes as we age can contribute to changes in sleep. So as we reach 65, most people retire, so they have a little bit more time on their hands. And some folks may not spend as much time outside or outdoors. And the sun actually plays a huge part in regulating our circadian rhythm and kind of helping that sleep-wake cycle. So if we're not getting as much sunlight or getting outside as much, it can impact the quality of the sleep that we get and if we stay asleep. Okay. So in relation to Healthy People 2030, which is a government initiative to basically improve the health of everyone in the country, the big thing with sleep is, improving health, productivity, well-being, quality of life, and safety by helping people get enough sleep. So that's what we want to focus on, because getting enough sleep obviously is going to set you up for your best state of health and continue your well-being as we age. So our nursing diagnosis for the population is risk for disturbed sleep pattern related to normal changes associated with aging. And so just a quick review for those paying attention. Could any of you list 3 of the factors that I have just stated about changes in sleep patterns as we age? Can anybody give me 1?
Time spent outside in the sun.
Good. Changes in activity.
Medications.
Medications, okay.
Outside less.
Yeah, very good. All right, we got 1 more.
Comorbidities.
Good. More health-related issues. All right, so lifestyle changes, less time in the sun, medications. We take more medications as we age, and then other chronic and comorbid conditions.
Okay, so sleep is important as it recharges our body and our mind. We all know if we don't get enough sleep, we can be achy the next day, our brains are foggy, we can't think straight. It boosts our immune system, so it actually it helps us fight colds, and especially during flu season and with COVID. It strengthens your heart, it helps prevent weight gain. Who wants to gain weight, right? And it also improves your memory and your mood. So how much sleep do we actually need? So this gets really broken down by how many months you are when you're a baby, but we're just going to focus on the adults. So for ages 18 to 60, you need 7 or more hours of sleep, and as you can see, that actually continues for ages 61 through 64 and 65 years and older. And as you can also see, newborns sleep about 17 hours a day. So our sleep cycle is actually broken down into 4 stages. This is just a high-yield overview of it. So stage 1 only lasts about 1 to 5 minutes, stage 2 is 10 to 60, stage 3 is 20 to 40, and then stage 4 is our REM sleep, which is only 10 to 60 minutes. This is actually when we're dreaming. So in stage 1, it's like when you're just starting to doze off and you can still be easily awoken. You still kind of know what's going on, it's easy to come conscious or orientated. Stage 2 is when you start to get a little bit deeper, you're comfortable, your respirations decrease, your body temperature starts to decrease. Stage 3 is when you're getting a little bit deeper, and then stage 4 is that really deep sleep, again, when you're dreaming. So if someone was to wake you up in stage 4, you're really shooken. You're like, what is going on? Where am I? And that's usually when you're the most crankiest too. So just a couple questions here, true or false questions. We spend about 50% of our time dreaming while we are asleep.
False.
Thank you. And then true or false, adults need less sleep as they age.
True. No. False.
False. Thank you.
What if we compare it to newborn?
I'll talk about how sleep changes as we age. So the body secretes melatonin, and this chemical in the body helps you it sleeps more lightly, and then also it takes longer to fall asleep, and you're asleep for shorter time spans. In addition, you'll wake up more frequently during the night, and the length of stages 1 and 2 would increase, so you're just not sleeping as well. And then your REM cycle, where you're dreaming, as the cycle is also reduced as you age. And now for monitoring your sleep cycle, there are lots of devices out there that can track your sleep, such like wearable devices like a watch, or they also make pads that you put onto the bed that would track you. You have to be careful with how you interpret that data, because it can sometimes be misleading. The data, though, is good if you do believe you're having trouble sleeping, and you can take that to your physician, and they can help come up with recommendations. In addition, if you are having some pretty difficult times with falling asleep, you can possibly get involved into a sleep study, which is a very in-depth review of your sleeping. So they use sensors all over to track your brain activity, eye movement, respiratory rate, blood oxygen, your positioning, in addition to a person being there to take notes as you sleep. And with the information from that, they can diagnose sleeping disorders and come up with a plan that can help you sleep more healthily. And then next is some steps on how to improve your sleep, or what we call your sleep hygiene. It's important to have a routine. It's the best way to come up with a healthy sleeping cycle. So you want an environment that's comfortable for you. It can be different for everybody, but make sure you have your room set up in a way that works for you. Some healthy sleeping habits, though, are to schedule yourself to go to bed and wake up on the same time each day. Also, before bed, make sure you take some time to relax. Make sure the room is quiet, dark, and comfortable for your needs. Also, a big issue nowadays is electronics in the bedroom or before bed, because having the TV or the phone on has shown that there's decreased healthy sleeping cycles. And also, during the day, make sure you stay active. Try to avoid taking excessive naps. Try and exercise. Make time for your hobbies. That way, by the end of the day, you are ready to begin a healthy sleep cycle. And that's everything we have to say about sleeping.
Does anyone
Any
have any
questions?
questions?
Yes, in the back.
I just was thinking, number one, if a person has a hard time falling asleep and they toss and turn, are there things you can do about it to make it better? And also, I think if a person goes to bed, falls asleep right away, very quickly, I think that might not be good.
So just some of the things that you can do, like you said, to help avoid tossing and turning. Go to bed at a consistent time. Wake up at a consistent time. If you do have a TV on, turn that off, ideally 1 to 2 hours before you go to bed, because the blue light coming from the TV can actually stimulate you and help keep you awake longer. Try not to eat too close to bedtime, because if your blood sugar may rise, that may also keep you awake. You can try incorporating some more natural things, like if you have a sachet of lavender, stick that under your pillow, have a cup of decaf chamomile tea, daily exercise. All those things can really help benefit your sleep schedule. Back to what you said about falling asleep quickly. It depends on if you're in the right situation. If you're going to bed and you're in bed and you fall asleep quickly, that's great. Some people have a really hard time doing that. You find yourself nodding off in the middle of the day, it might be okay to take a nap, but again, we don't want to take a nap too much so that it impacts falling asleep later at night. Does anyone else have any questions?
I just wanted to comment real quick. I was busy in the office, so I missed some of the presentation, but I know from experience as I get older and from talking with my parents and so forth, a lot of folks as they age struggle with, being sore, and maybe they've hurt their shoulder. Like I hurt my shoulder. I think I fell going into Dunkin' Donuts and hurt my shoulder, and I'm a side sleeper, so I notice now that I can't sleep that way anymore, and I have to kind of toss and turn at night. I used to sleep like a baby, and now I notice as I get older, the aches and pains kind of disrupt it. And also in talking with my dad, he's explained that from his knee replacements, it's not his knee, and he's uncomfortable because of the knee. So he has to find certain positions that he's comfortable to sleep in. So I think just the aches and pains and arthritis and so forth as we age also comes into play. So I know that's a struggle with folks as they age as well. I notice it now.
Yeah, I always recommend talk to your doctor, but you may be able to take some pain medications to help you go to sleep, or if you have like a topical lidocaine patch, your doctor may tell you to put that on right before you go to sleep. And also just positioning with pillows and extra blankets can be really beneficial for that as well.
A hot shower before bed can help loosen up, relax.
Excellent, good tips, thank you.
Thank you.